Turkish Çakır cruise missile. One of the best products of the Turkish defense industry, Turkish company Roketsan's Çakır cruise missile, which can be launched from land, sea, and air platforms, will break new ground in defense technology with its cutting-edge technological features and effective warhead. The most important feature of the Çakır cruise missile is that it is the first cruise missile that can be launched from armed unmanned aerial vehicles and drones. The new Çakır cruise missile, which can be launched from fixed and rotary-wing aircraft, armed unmanned aerial vehicles, armed unmanned naval vehicles, drones, tactical wheeled land vehicles, and surface platforms, offers the user a wide range of operational alternatives against land and sea targets. With a range of over 150 kilometers, Çakır's targets include surface targets, coastal land and surface targets, strategic land targets, area targets, and caves. Technical specifications. With a range of 150-plus kilometers, the Çakır missile stands out with its weight of 275 kilograms. Thanks to its weight, which can be considered quite light compared to its range, the Çakır missile can be carried multiple times even on air platforms with very limited payload capacity. The Çakır missile, which has a high-explosive semi-penetrating particle impact thermobaric warhead weighing approximately 70 kilograms, can be effective against all armored or unarmored targets. The Çakır missile can be equipped with a solid-fueled launch engine, booster, in order to eliminate the range disadvantage when used from air platforms operating at low altitudes such as land, sea, or helicopters. In this case, the weight of the missile increases to 330 kilograms. Thanks to its super sea-skimming feature, the Çakır missile will be able to fly very close to the surface and will be very difficult to detect by enemy elements. Technical details announced. Range, 150 kilometers. Missile weight, 275 kilograms without launch motor, 330 kilograms with launch motor. Missile diameter, 275 millimeters. Missile length, 3.3 meters without launch motor, 4.1 meters with launch motor. Warhead weight, 70 kilograms. Warhead type, high explosive, semi-penetrating particle. Impact, thermobaric flight engine, turbojet. Engine ejection. Motor solid propellant, launch motor cruising speed, high subsonic, Mach 0.75085. Guidance, intermediate stage. Guidance, inertial navigation system, jamming resistant radar, altimeter, barometric altimeter, Earth reference navigation system, terminal guidance, imaging infrared IR RF seeker, hybrid, IR-RF, seeker data link network-based bidirectional data link, launcher platforms, fixed and rotary wing, air vehicles, armed unmanned aerial vehicles, armed unmanned naval vehicles, tactical wheeled land vehicle, surface platforms. Mission types and characteristics. Çakır, which is powered by KLRG's domestic and national KTJ 1750 turbojet engine, can easily perform missions with three-dimensional turning points defined during mission planning thanks to the agility of its design. Çakır provides high target destruction capability with its unique warhead and target hit point selection. With its advanced interstage and terminal guidance systems, Çakır can engage its targets with high precision in all weather conditions. Thanks to its network-based data link, it also enables target switching and mission abort at the user's discretion. One of the most striking features of Çakır is its design, which allows multiple transport on the platform and its ability to perform missions in a swarm concept. The swarm concept, which enables coordinated attacks with a large amount of ammunition, makes it easier to overcome enemy defense systems while ensuring high effectiveness on one or more targets. Thanks to its unique hull design with radar-absorbing features, Çakır offers high survivability. In addition to flying very close to the water surface at sea and terrain masking capabilities on land, the radar-absorbing hull structure minimizes its detectability by enemy air defense systems. With its jam-resistant GNSS and altimeter-based inertial navigation system, it can continue to navigate in the presence of intense electronic jamming. Highlights of the Çakır cruise missile. Use against land and sea targets. launch from land, sea, and air platforms, ability to operate in all weather conditions, multiple transportation on platforms, swarm attack ability, cost-effective, modular design, turbojet engine, near-water flight capability, flight route update, avoiding enemy defense, detection, identification, and target selection. Çakır Cruise Missile Engine, Turkish-made KTJ-1750 engine. The Çakır missile is powered by the KTJ-1750 turbojet missile engine, developed by the Turkish company Kale Arge with national resources. KTJ-1750 turbojet engine. General features: advanced turbojet engine technologies, domestic and national engineering product, compact design, low weight, low fuel consumption, superior performance at high altitude. Producing approximately 1750 eni thrust. The KTJ-1750 has a weight of 20 kilograms, a thrust-to-weight ratio of 11, a diameter of 200 mm, and a length of 464 mm. The KTJ-1750 produces approximately 1750 N of thrust, weighs 20 kilo, has a thrust-to-weight ratio of 11, is 202 mm in diameter, and 464 mm in length. The KTJ-1750 turbojet engine uses a design architecture consisting of a 4-stage axial compressor, an annular combustor, and a single-stage turbine. Aluminium is used at the front of the engine, compressor, while special alloys and nickel superalloy materials are used at the rear, combustor and turbine. Both engines, which stand out for their low fuel consumption and ability to start at different altitude speed conditions, use monolithic, one-piece, machined rotors in the compressors, resulting in low fuel consumption and high thermodynamic efficiency. Both engines are exempt from export restrictions as they do not contain any materials or products subject to export controls. Platforms where Çakır cruise missile is used. Platforms on which the Çakır cruise missile can be used. Armed Unmanned Aerial Vehicle USAV, 4 Çakır units. Jet aircraft, 4 Çakır. Transport aircraft, 2 Çakır. Rotary wing aircraft, 2 units, Çakır. Armed Unmanned Surface Vehicle, 4 units, Çakır. Fast Patrol Boat, 8 units, Çakır. Coastal Defense System, 4 units, Çakır. The Çakır missile, which can be used on a wide variety of platforms, is expected to be used on unmanned aerial vehicles and helicopters in the first phase. In addition to unmanned platforms, the S-70B Seahawk and AH-1W Super Cobra platforms in the inventory of the Turkish Naval Forces Command are expected to be among the first users of the Çakır missile. Akinci and Aksungur drone platforms will be able to carry up to 4 Çakır missiles. Jet aircraft, such as Mayas, F-16, Hurjet, and MMU, will be able to carry up to 4. Maritime patrol aircraft, such as ATR-72 and CN-235, will be able to carry up to 2. Helicopters such as Seahawk and ATAC will be able to carry up to 2. Armed unmanned naval drones such as ULAC will be able to carry up to 4. Assault boats will be able to carry up to 8, and coastal defense systems will be able to carry up to 4 Çakır missiles. Possible targets of the Çakır cruise missile. Possible targets of the Çakır cruise missile: surface targets, land and surface targets close to shore, strategic land targets, field objectives, caves. Variants of Çakır cruise missile. The Çakır missile family, developed in a modular architecture, is being developed in 4 main groups: anti-ship missile, IIR, RF, hybrid, electronic warfare missile, cruise missile, IIR, RF, hybrid, and cruise missile with swarm sensor. In this way, it aims to meet the needs of institutions such as the Land Forces Command, the Naval Forces Command, the Air Force Command, and the National Intelligence Organization. Çakır missiles with electronic warfare and swarm sensor payloads are a new concept both in Turkey and the world. Thanks to its payloads, the Çakır Lir missile will be able to perform missions such as suppression of enemy air defense elements, SEAD, and target imitation. The Çakır SW missile is expected to be particularly important in battlefields with dense electronic warfare elements. Çakır CR. Cruise missile version developed for land targets, cruise missile. Çakır AS. Anti-ship missile developed for sea targets. anti-ship missile. Çakır electronic warfare, Çakır SW Swarm attack version, Swarm. Hybrid Seeker Head. The Çakır missile family, which stands out with the motto, "A missile that combines cruise missiles with unmanned platforms," has imaging infrared, IIR, active radar, IRF, and hybrid seeker, dual-mode seeker options. For this reason, the Çakır missile, which has a modular structure, is a first in Turkey due to its hybrid seeker option. Thanks to the hybrid seeker, IIR and RF seekers will be combined in a single missile platform. In this way, it is aimed to create a missile platform with very high strike, Çakır cruise, missile family seeker and sensor types, air-guided seeker, RF-guided seeker, head, hybrid, RF, seeker head, swarm, sensor, electronic warfare, payload. Guidance system, features. The guidance system of the Çakır missile is rich not only in terms of the seeker heads to be used in the terminal stage, but also in terms of the navigation systems to be used for mid-stage guidance. In the guidance system of the Çakır missile, inertial navigation system, stir-resistant GNSS, radar altimeter, barometric altimeter Earth reference navigation system. In addition, the Çakır missile, which has a bi-directional data link system, is being developed in accordance with network-centric warfare. Thanks to the bi-directional data link system, the Çakır missile can receive course target updates even while in the air, and the control of the missile can be transferred to other friendly elements. In addition, instant information flow can be provided to the relevant friendly elements on the missile side. Thanks to its network-based bidirectional data link, the missile has the option to change targets and abort missions. Thanks to its design that allows multiple transportation on platforms, it has the ability to carry out coordinated attacks with more than one ammunition in a swarm concept. It can be used and guided jointly with unmanned aerial vehicles. That's an incredible force multiplier on the battlefield, and for air defense systems, that's a lot of missiles to destroy in a short time. The radar-absorbing hull design already makes it difficult to be detected by air defense systems. Çakır cruise missile successfully tested. Turkey became the first country to launch a cruise missile from an unmanned aircraft. The missile engine on the Çakır was developed entirely with domestic and national capabilities. Turkey has thus demonstrated that it can be an alternative to France, which has a near monopoly on missile engines. The Çakır cruise missile, developed by Roketsan, was unveiled to the public for the first time in March 2021. The first test of the Çakır cruise missile, which will have a range of more than 150 kilometers and hybrid seeker options, took place over Sinop on 11 May 2023. In the statement by Professor Dr. Ismail Demir, President of the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey, Professor Dr. Ismail Demir said, "Çakır, launched from the Akinci drone, was fired with the engine, all critical components of which are indigenous and national, and hit the target with pinpoint accuracy. The Çakır cruise missile, launched from the Akinci drone, was guided to its target by the Kale Arge, KTJ 1750 turbojet missile engine, developed by the Turkish company with national facilities. The Çakır propelled test munition successfully completed its mission under the test scenario. Another Akinci drone followed and filmed the Çakır launch from the Akinci drone. Thus, both the Çakır cruise missile and the KTJ 1750 turbojet engine were successfully tested. First of all, it is useful to give a general picture. Until recently, cruise missiles were products that were not used very often, except when they were highly strategic and necessary. Expensive and strategic are the key words here. Over time, however, advances in technology have both made certain information more accessible and reduced costs. At the point we are at today, the need for low-cost, rapidly produced, easily expendable cruise missiles has reached a high level, and countries have taken positions accordingly. One of the main issues that should not be overlooked during the Çakır launch in Sinop is the missile's engine. Çakır flew to its target that day with a rocket engine whose components were all developed with domestic indigenous capabilities. Turkey showed that it is a country that can produce not only the missile, but also its engine. It is also quite possible to use this engine in other missiles. In the world, France usually supplies such engines. This puts them in a monopoly position and paves the way for them to use this card as an embargo trump card. If Turkey puts its own engine on its own missile, it will not only get rid of the embargo, it will enter a market worth hundreds of millions of dollars as a new player. It shows that it can break the French monopoly. Thanks for watching. Subscribe Defense Lab's YouTube channel for aviation and defense industry news and updates.